The number 4 highway heading into the U.S. border is notorious for being unkept, ruined with potholes, and an area that's in desperate need of an upgrade. The city of Swift Current recently decided to formally encourage the provincial government to upgrade that stretch of highway, with many councillors wondering why this piece of highway has gone unrepaired for so long.
I simply can't understand why we've had a road that's been in that condition for that long, especially when we have a national park that's actually at the bottom of it. It just absolutely makes no sense to me at all. And I would really like to see us as a city really take a strong lead on this.
Highway 4 between Glaslyn and Meadow Lake is being upgraded. I traveled the road before they were upgrading the highway, and it was in much better shape than that piece around Cadillac to Montgomery. And there's no excuse why it hasn't been done, and we have to continue to push to get it done.
Upgrading the highway is part of a bigger initiative that also aims to see one of the ports of entry in the province turned into a 24-hour commercial port. John Parker is the general manager for Community Futures Southwest and explains why upgrading that port would help the trucking industry move business through the region.
Right now, with the way the ports are set up, a lot of the transportation can take them out of their way by as much as 400 miles because they've got to go to coming through Coutts in Alberta, or going over to Raymond, coming up on number 6 over and trying to get to Saskatoon. So there's a lot of logic for us to take a look at the Southwest as to development of those commercial ports.
Improving transportation in southern Saskatchewan has caught the attention of a group called Ports to Plains, based out of Texas. They see Saskatchewan highways as being part of a North American corridor, but the current state of the highway and border crossing is causing some issues in transportation.
That snag up there, by Swift Current could actually have an impact on the ability to get your goods and services out of market, even for companies down in Texas. We see the same loads driving in rural Alberta that we see in rural West Texas, and I'm sure the same thing in rural Saskatchewan. These are the same goods and services that are flowing up and down that corridor, so we need to have that corridor in good shape all the way up and down.
And now that the key issues have been identified, Southwest Community Futures has commissioned a study that they will take to the provincial and federal governments in hopes of seeing these upgrades go through.
We see a lot of excitement and a lot of interest in saying we need to do something and provide direction to our governments to see what our needs are for a commercial port, a 24-hour commercial port, and or extended hours, whatever the needs might be for either of those ports.
This study is being completed with all parties involved wanting to see the upgrades become a reality. The ultimate decision will be finalized by provincial and federal governments, and in the meantime, residents and businesses will have to wait for the results and make do with this rough ride along that stretch of Highway number 4. For Southwest TV News, I'm Kara Rapke.